So living with CFS. This is quite a vulnerable video for me to share, so I hope you'll bear with me. And overall, I really hope that it helps you or a loved one. That is my main hope and prayer. So let's get into it. So I have chronic fatigue syndrome, CFS, also known as ME. And if you just bear with me, I'll try and say how you say that. Myalgic encephalitis. With my brain frog, I can never ever say that. These things generally people say are the same thing, although there is a specialist doctor who said they're slightly different, and I'll get into that. So I think I've had this all my life. I've been called lazy and slow, unintelligent, dim-witted, all sorts of things by people. And I've taken that in deeply because I felt that about myself also. And lots of people who struggle in the same way will feel the same as that. It's very difficult, especially if you go to doctors, and for people like us who go multiple times, you generally don't get a helpful response back, and they don't necessarily believe in you, so that makes it worse. So since I was little, everything I've had to do has been a slog. Even the things that I enjoy doing and I'm good at, I've found is just really tiring. And more recently, I've felt I just want to be in bed. That's the only thing I want. And I don't want that. It's boring. It's lonely. You're often in massive amounts of pain. And if you're not, you're in massive amounts of frustration and emotional exhaustion. It is such a horrible illness, and it is so little understood and little known about and appreciated and supported by even health professionals. So my chronic fatigue syndrome has got worse over the years, and I've had to stop my job, retrain in something else, stop that, do it from home, stop that, etc., and whittle it down till I'm not able to work at all. So people with these problems, the money situation can be very difficult too. So symptoms that I feel personally with my CFS ME are a whole host of things. This is really typical, and people who have this have often very similar things and other things which I'll get into. So I'm just going to read my list because it's quite a long list. I get enormous amounts of digestive discomfort and pain, stroke agony, sinus issues that flare up and cause me infections and not struggling to breathe properly often, headaches, chronic migraine, throat issues, dizziness, and I have some POTS syndromes, that is that you often get dizzy when you're lying down to sitting up, bending down, that sort of thing. Head pressure, tinnitus, aching legs, weak ultra flexible joints, blurry vision. I yawn enormous amount, my eyes run and my nose run. I get sensitive to loud or sudden sound, bright lights, chemicals, strong smells, and heat and cold. Those are really typical things. Crushing fatigue, which is part of all these symptoms. It's called chronic fatigue syndrome. It's not just being tired. Having crushing fatigue where you can't even talk, and sleep doesn't refresh you. Brain fog, memory and cognition issues. These have been big for me as well. I forget words. I can't struggle to get words out sometimes. Weak nails, lots of hormonal imbalance, severe PMT, sleep disturbances, frequent throat and sinus infections, anxiety, tension and depressive episodes, the burning soles and sore soles of my feet, dry scaly skin which flares up, constipation and associated issues, not going to go over that. On my worst days, I can hardly walk. I have to lean upon my husband and shuffle along as if I had Parkinson's or something like that. I find talking very, very difficult. I find opening my eyes and engaging in anything very hard. Often I've got lots of pain on those days and I just need to be in bed. I can't look at screens and things like that. I have moderate ME CFS. I am not severe. And if you are somebody who has a loved one with severe ME CFS, or you do yourself, and I applaud you for managing to watch or listen to this video, I send all my love to you. It's incredibly difficult and I just want to send you my love. I can't really say anything more than that. But those are people who cannot bear any sound or light or movement, and eating and drinking and doing all the very basic matters of life like going to the bathroom is incredibly painful for them. So I'm sending you my love right now. This is very hard for me to talk about because I don't want to be focusing on it. I want to be better, and I am getting better. Thank the Lord, I am actually getting better. Many people say it's not possible to get better, that you'll always have it. And that's actually something that doctors often tell people. I mean, how crushing is that? But I believe you can get 100% better, and lots of people that I know have been, even though they've been critically ill, they have been. There is hope. I want to give you hope. It's not an easy ride. It's very, very hard, but there is hope. It's very common if you have ME/CFS to have other things as well. I have chronic Lyme disease as well. It's very difficult to get tested for that, but it's important that if you feel that you've got this illness, that you do try and get tested for that too. Get tested for glandular fever and your thyroid and your vitamin D levels, and other stuff like that. It's important that you get somebody to advocate for you if it's too exhausting. I totally understand that, in getting all these things checked out. So get a really good quality Lyme disease test, not the very basic one. So if you look up CFS or ME on the internet, the general things that they will say is that you often get it after an intense illness or intense stressful episode. So if you look it up, it says intense fatigue and a feeling of being unwell that is not improved by rest and can get worse after physical or mental effort. Pain or in the muscles or joints, problems in the stomach or intestine, difficulty sleeping, memory and cognition problems. Less common symptoms include headaches, sore throats and difficulty with vision. That is just the surface of things. That really is just skimming the surface. There's a lot more things. And the thing that was told most people who had similar things to this is get a good night's sleep, do more exercise and do graded exercise. So you start off with a little bit of exercise and each day you do a little bit more, which made people a lot worse. I can't really exercise at the moment. I am trying to get back into a little bit of very, very gentle swimming in a warm swimming pool, and I'm getting there. So if you feel you have it, or you have a loved one who you feel has it, please be kind to yourself or them, and don't be hard on yourself, because it's really tough, and the pain that you feel is not recognized by most people. Emotional pain, but physical pain as well. And I understand if you've been called all sorts of names, if you've lost your job and all those sort of things, if you've been told that you're lazy, I understand. So on the playlist that I have on my channel about CFS ME, I'm going to share the treatments that I have done and my personal experience with them. And my channel is for ladies who have CFS ME and natural ways that they can feel better, they can lift their spirits, and they can look better, and remedies to improve their health and well-being as well. So if that's you or a loved one, please stick with me. If not, do watch the playlist that I will put here about CFS, ME, my journey, and I really hope it can help you. Do let me know in the comments if it's helped, if there's anything you would like me to discuss. I'm wishing you all the very best. Bye.